Election conspiracy theorist MyPillow is flipping out over the possibility that his company might be going down in flames. Which means it's time for another episode of Pillow Talk.
God gave me this platform. I already know I'm going to win. China did our vote. Biden and Harris would say, hey, we're here to protect the country, and resign. Mike Lindell's a conspiracy.
But you haven't.
Just forget about the evidence. This was attacked.
This week, MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell has been sounding the alarm that his company was in danger of collapsing after American Express reduced his line of credit from $1 million to $100,000. During a Thursday interview with fellow conspiracy theorist Alex Jones, Lindell explained how this is devastating.
Fox News made the dirty deal with Dominion Voting System and paid him $787 million. That was on a Tuesday. On Wednesday, they came out and said, Mike Lindell loses $5 million because his evidence is no good. That's not true. That was a lie. We're not even in court till 2024. And then on Friday, Fox News fires Tucker. When that happened, I had vendors get very nervous and banks get very nervous about MyPillow. They're calling me up. I'm going, no, that doesn't even go into court till next year. Well, then everybody knows what happened in June. Then I had this auction. My manager said, hey, let's have an auction to get rid of some of this equipment because the retailers have canceled us. And we have equipment we use in the retail to make the retail products. And I said, sure, go ahead. Well, I imagined a little auction where they go, hello, right in our factory here in Minnesota. Instead, it's a nationwide auction online. And of course, everybody knows what happens then. MyPillow's going broke. They're selling off all their equipment. When that happened, my vendors got nervous, and it's just been ongoing. Now, they all got nervous. I had to settle them down again. Well, then when American Express did this 2 weeks ago, Alex, it's vendor after vendor I've had to meet with. They want to pull in their credit lines instead of having, I'll give an example. Instead of, on one towel company, instead of having 90 days, we have they want to do it 30 days. Instead of a sheet company, instead of 120, you have 60 days. Well, you're basically collapsing a whole company. So I've had to meet with each individual vendor and give them peace of mind saying, hey, we're here to stay. If you do this, you do collapse us like American Express is trying to do. And it's just terrible, terrible attacks.
I mean, let's expand on that.
I love listening to Mike Lindell. I don't know what, it's just like, it's a constant stream of consciousness. It feels like there's like no filter. It just keeps on going. Every thought, every stray thought that goes into his head, it sort of twists and turns everywhere. It is endlessly entertaining. But let's get to the substance here, okay? Oh, American Express, they're trying to collapse us. No. That would be your doing. That would be your fault. You built that, or are in the process of tearing it down. No, but you don't understand. It's another conspiracy. They're after me. You see, no, here's what's going on. These companies, they're looking at Lindell's impending legal bills because he's facing 2 gigantic lawsuits for defamation, and they're looking at his revenue. And they're making a determination that, hey, maybe we ought to be careful lending money to this guy because, again, that's what credit lines are. You're looking at him and saying, should we loan money to the pillow guy? I know that's a question that's being asked and apparently has been answered by rolling it back. It's not that they're not going to lend him any money, but rolling back that credit line from $1 million, again, $1 million of borrowing power to $100,000 shows that they're not exactly expecting MyPillow to pay off his bills if he, what he borrows. Okay. So they're worried that they extend that much credit to him or enough credit to him that they're not expecting to get their money back. So that, and by the way, that's what these companies care about. These companies are not necessarily political, at least in the sense that he believes that they are. No, what they want is return on investment. That's the number one thing these companies care about. And by the way, that's influences their, what kind of politicians or whatever they will give to, the CEOs will give to. Again, return on investment, right? So they've kind of found out that, hey, look, it doesn't look like the pillow business is exactly booming, okay? As Lindell mentioned in the video, they had the auctioning off equipment from his pillow factory. And that's after he says the company lost more than $100 million in retail sales. Wow. Now, politics does factor into it because, yes, this is a result of his political actions. I mean, his political actions, not for the people that he votes for, but for his political activity, going out there and spreading essentially the big lie. So now Fox News already had to pay $787 million in a settlement to Dominion Voting Systems for defamation. So that's the so-called dirty deal, right? And look, the reason they made this deal is because they could have had to pay much, much more because Dominion Voting Systems had them dead to rights for saying these same lies that MyPillow is regurgitating all the time. So now, of course, they're not going to let him go on Fox. They're not going to let him advertise on Fox because that's going to make, of course, Fox News liable for helping, defamation or being involved in defamation by, again, having MyPillow on their programs so that he can spew these conspiracy theories. And so, look, this comes down to MyPillow repeating the lie that the election was stolen in 2020. Now, it wasn't. All the evidence points to a fair election. They haven't come up with any evidence to prove otherwise. And so what Lindell is doing is basically the business equivalent of consistently punching himself in the balls. That's what he's doing. Okay? He is driving down his own business. It's completely unnecessary. And honestly, it's kind of painful to watch. This man's psychosis destroy his business, his life. All for Donald Trump, of all people, who saw Mike Lindell as basically nothing more than a walking ATM, a rube, a sucker. That's it. Look, the guy gave Trump millions of dollars in campaign donations because somehow people convinced him that Trump was the next Jesus. And that kind of delusion is really, really difficult to shake. That said, I'm pretty sure at some point soon, MyPillow, well, it's already starting to suffer as a result of Lindell's actions. And I think it's only a matter of time till it goes under. And when and if that happens, well, there will be only one person to blame,